You never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne.
As the first century of the Targaryen dynasty came to a close, the health of the old king, Jaehaerys, was failing. In those days, House Targaryen stood at the height of its strength, with 10 adult dragons under its yoke. No power in the world could stand against it. King Jaehaerys reigned over nearly 60 years of peace and prosperity, but tragedy had claimed both his sons, leaving his succession in doubt. So, in the year 101, the old king called a great council to choose an heir. Over 1,000 lords made the journey to Harrenhal. 14 succession claims were heard, but only 2 were truly considered. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, the king's eldest descendant, and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen, the king's eldest male descendant.
It is declared by all the lords paramount and lords vassal of the 7 kingdoms that Prince Viserys Targaryen be made Prince of Dragonstone.
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne. The lords instead chose Viserys, my father. Jaehaerys called the Great Council to prevent a war being fought over his succession. For he knew the cold truth. The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
You are right, Rhaenys. I reached too far, and for nothing. Our pursuit of the Iron Throne is at an end. We shall declare for no one. We will retire to high tide to be content with our grandchildren.
Jace, Luke, and Joff are claimants to the throne. Those boys will not be safe so long as Aegon is king.
Rhaenyra was complicit in our son's death. That girl destroys everything she touches.
That girl is holding the realm together at present. Every man standing round the painted table urges her to plunge the realm into war. Rhaenyra is the only one who's demonstrated restraint.
The purpose of war is to fill graveyards, my dear Lord Staughton. The trick is to put more of their men in the ground than your own.
Easy words for a lord who commands from the safety of his castle.
Doesn't make it
The Lord
any
of the
less
Tides,
true.
Lord Corlys Velaryon, and his wife, the Princess Rhaenys Targaryen.
You have the full support of our fleet and house. Your Grace.
You honor me, Lord Corlys. Princess Rhaenys.
Gave him Melis.
Umba. Take your mount again. We're flying out.
I alone patrol over 100 miles of open sea, endlessly, to hold the blockade. Melis must gorge and rest, as must I.
We're going to King's Landing.
To what end?
Killing Vhagar. I cannot face that hoary old bitch alone. With my dragon and yours together, we can kill Vhagar and her rider. Make it a son for a son.
Was this the Queen's command?
The Queen remains absent. I should be at Harrenhal, bending knees, but I must instead remain here to wage her war.
Or perhaps more simply, to await her return.
She has been gone for days. Too long. She is exposed.
She is grieving.
The mother grieves as the Queen shirks her duties.
It was a raven that brought me news of Rhaenys' death. I existed for weeks in torment, refusing to believe what I'd been told. It was only when I saw my daughter's mortal remains that I could begin to mourn her. A raven has told Rhaenyra that her son is dead. She needs to know it for certain.
She was a fool to go alone. What if Aemond were to happen upon her?
Then I would pity Aemond. The Queen was wise to recuse herself. She has not acted on the vengeful impulse that others might have.
If you'd have acted when you had the chance, Aegon's line would be extinguished. And Luke would be alive. Fly with me. It is a command.
Would that you were the king.
I mistrust this silence. Daemon flies when we most need his hand at the oar.
Devotion has never sat well with him. Where he goes, he wishes to be his own master.
He is the king consort.
But he is not the king.
Neither am I. But I manage.
I too have felt the crown pass over me. It is a hard thing to accept. And now Viserys is dead and all claims are in doubt.
You don't think Daemon will challenge her?
Not as such. But neither can he allow her to command him.
Pity. I have on occasion found that to be quite enjoyable.
Well, let us take him at his word. If he can take Harrenhal, all may well be forgiven. In the meantime, I am here. And Meleys. We will not let the Queen falter.
I must admit my confusion. I do not understand why petitions are being heard over a settled succession. The only one present who might offer keener insight into Lord Corlys's wishes is the Princess Rhaenys.
Indeed, Your Grace. It was ever my husband's will that Driftmark pass through Selênor to his true-born son, Lucerys Velaryon. His mind never changed, nor did my support of him. As a matter of fact, the Princess Rhaenyra has just informed me of her desire to marry her sons Jace and Luke to Lord Corlys's granddaughters, Baelor and Rhaena. A proposal to which I heartily agree.
Well, the matter is settled. Again, I hereby reaffirm Prince Lucerys of House Velaryon as heir to Driftmark, the Driftwood's throne, and the next Lord of the Tides.
I will do you the considerable courtesy of assuming there is a good reason for the outrage of my treatment here this morning.
My sincerest regrets for the lack of ceremony.
The king. And you're usurping the throne?
It was my husband's dying wish. Believe it or no, it is of no consequence. Aegon will be king. I came here to ask your support.
Well, I must credit you for your boldness.
House Velaryon has long allied itself with the Princess Rhaenyra, and what has it gained you? Your daughter dead, alone in Pentos. Your son cuckolded. Rhaenyra's heirs are none of yours. It is your husband who grasps so heedlessly for the throne. And even he has abandoned you. Gone these 6 long years to fight a desperate battle, returning grievously, if not mortally wounded, leaving the Lady of Driftmark to chart her course alone.
The word of my house is not fickle.
May the warrior give him courage. May the smith lend strength to his sword and shield. May the Father defend him in his need. May the crone lift her shining lamp and light his...